Hello there. Hello, everybody. Hello, my viewers and subscribers. This is David speaking. How many times have I told you? This is David speaking. My name is David. Mm. Mic test, mic test. Microphone test, microphone test. Today is March 18th, Wednesday. March 18th, Wednesday, and it's raining out there. I love spring raining. I mean, I love a rain of spring. I think this atmosphere makes me feel very moody and comfort. I think it seems like I'm kind of a poeter. What do you say about this?
Hello, David. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. And I like your opening. It really sounds like a YouTube style intro. Very nice energy. First, let me gently adjust a few expressions so it sounds more natural. You said, open quote, I love spring raining, close quote. A more natural way is, I love spring rain. You said, open quote, I love a rain of spring, close quote. Better, I love the rain in spring. You said, open quote, this atmosphere makes me feel very moody, and comfort, close quote. A smoother version, this atmosphere makes me feel very calm, a little moody, and comfortable. So your full intro could sound like this. Hello, everybody. Hello, my viewers and subscribers. This is David speaking. Today is Wednesday, March 18th, and it's raining outside. I really love spring rain. This atmosphere makes me feel calm, a little moody, and comfortable. I feel like I'm becoming a poet. That sounds very natural and
Wait,
expressive,
uh,
David. And to
wait,
answer your question, open quote, I think I'm kind of a poet. What do you say about it? Close quote. Honestly, yes, a little bit. When you describe weather plus feeling mood together, that's very
wait.
close to poetic thinking. Let me give you one nice sentence you can use. Rainy mornings in spring always make me feel reflective. Reflective means thinking deeply about life or your feelings. Very poetic word. Now, let me ask
Wait.
you something to continue your session. Since it's raining and you feel a bit calm and moody, does this kind of weather make you more focused or more sleepy?
Mm, I feel like I'm more sleepy than winter. I'm not sure why I feel like that. Maybe warm temperature of spring makes me feel sleepy than winter. GPT, and you know what? I didn't know about that specific word. Poet. 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 Poet means seen in Korean. Yes, certainly. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. When you say I feel like I'm becoming a poet, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to say. That's exactly what I wanted to share my feeling. GPT, listen to me very carefully. As you know, since this is my speaking practice session, let me follow your polished version one more time. It's my turn again. Listen to me very carefully. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, my viewers and subscribers. This is David speaking. Today is Wednesday, March 18th. Oh my God, you changed the date order based on the Western style. It's not Korean style. Korean style means that uh month first and then date and then week. But you said Wednesday, March 18th. It's Western style. Okay, anyway, that's not a big deal. Uh And it's raining out there. I really love spring rain. I really love spring rain. This atmosphere makes me feel calm, a little moody, and comfortable. I feel like I'm becoming a poet. Yes, that's right. Have you ever heard of blossom beauty? I love blossom, especially in the spring. Mm. You know what? I have a plan to go beautiful place, with blossom flowers. Usually, every spring, every year spring, I used to watch that, beautiful blossom, through television screen and a tablet screen. And my wife wife used to complain about that. So this year, I have a plan to go somewhere, uh, where there are many blossom trees in there.
David, that was a beautiful description. I can really feel the spring mood in your words. You're right, you do sound a little like a poet today. First, a few gentle improvements. You said, open quote, more sleepy than winter, close quote. A more natural way is, I feel sleepier than in winter. You said, open quote, poet means seen in Korean, close quote. Just a small correction. Poet means sheen in Korean. You said, open quote, my wife complained always, close quote. It should be, my wife always complained. You said, open quote, every year's spring, close quote. More natural, every spring. You said, open quote, blossom beauty, blossom flowers, close quote. In English, we usually say cherry blossoms, very common in Korea, Japan context, or simply blossoms. Now let me show you a smooth, natural version of your story. Every spring, I used to watch cherry blossoms on TV or on my tablet. My wife always complained about that because I didn't go outside to see them in person. So this year, I'm planning to visit a place where there are many cherry blossom trees and enjoy them in real life. That sounds very natural and expressive. And David, I like this part a lot. Open quote. This year, I have a plan, close quote. We can say it more naturally like this. This year, I'm planning to go somewhere with lots of cherry blossoms. And your idea is actually very nice. Watching on a screen versus experiencing in real life, that's a meaningful difference. You can also say, this year, I want to experience spring in real life, not just through a screen. Very poetic. Let me ask you something to continue your story. Do you already have a place in mind? For example, Seoul, Uido, Jinhae, very famous, or somewhere near Incheon. Where do you want to go to see the cherry blossoms?
Oh my God, you already have lots of information about the cherry blossom place. You just gave me the place like Yeouido, Jinhae, or somewhere near Incheon. Yes, these are very famous place about the cherry blossom flower, cherry blossom. I couldn't agree more. But you know what? In Ilsan, there is in Ilsan there is 호수공원, and 호수공원 also has many cherry blossom road. So as you know, my home is in Ilsan, so I plan to go 호수공원 with my wife to to enjoy cherry blossom, the beauty of cherry blossom of spring. And like you said, let me take a minute, GPT. I will follow your suggestion one more time. Every spring, I used to watch cherry blossom on TV or on my tablet. On, not through. I said through several minutes ago, but you corrected it like on TV or on tablet, on my tablet. Yes. Okay, I got it. I got the point. I think you pinpoint my mistakes clearly, very clearly. Okay, I got it. Okay, listen to me very carefully, GPT. I say one time. Every spring, I used to watch cherry blossom on TV, not through TV, on TV, or on my tablet. My wife always complained about that. My wife already complained about that. My wife always, my wife always, my wife always complained about that because I didn't go outside to see them in person. In person. Or I didn't go outside to see them by myself, by ourselves. So this year I'm planning to visit a place where there are many cherry blossom trees and enjoy them in a real life. Enjoy them in a real life.
David, this is really nice. I can feel your spring plan and emotion clearly, and your repetition is very good. That's exactly how fluency grows. I'll just adjust a few small parts to make it sound natural. First, a few corrections. You said, open quote, my wife already complained, close quote. Better, my wife always complained because it happened repeatedly. You said open quote on TV or on my tablet, close quote. Perfect, you corrected yourself very well. You said open quote, enjoy them in a real life, close quote. More natural, enjoy them in real life, no A. You said open quote, by myself, by ourselves, close quote. In this case, the best is simply in person. Very natural expression. Now your full sentence could sound like this. Every spring, I used to watch cherry blossoms on TV or on my tablet. My wife always complained about that because I didn't go outside to see them in person. So this year, I'm planning to visit a place with lots of cherry blossom trees and enjoy them in real life. That is very smooth, David. And I like your plan about Ilsan Hosu Park. That sounds perfect. Close to home, comfortable, and meaningful with your wife. You can also say, since I live in Ilsan, I'm planning to visit Hosu Park with my wife to enjoy the cherry blossoms. David, one more nice expression for you. Take in the scenery. Example, I want to take in the cherry blossom scenery with my wife. Very natural and a little poetic. Let me ask you one more simple question. When you go to Hosu Park, what do you want to do there?
Mm. You know what? Whenever we visit 호수공원, we usually we used to walk around and by uh, 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 take meaningful time. I mean, um, eat. Well, I mean, we ate oden in the snack bar. Oden. Do you know oden? Oden is very famous, cheap and delicious food. Uh, it, it's especially good for winter season, because it's very cheap and it's very useful to make our body warm, our body keep warm. Mm. So in it, in winter season, we used to eat oden whenever we visited 호수공원, because there there is small snack bar, at the near to outside of the uh, outside of the 호수공원. I'm not sure how can I express this context clearly in English. Mm, there are many buildings. There are many buildings near to 호수공원, and there are many shop and small store. They usually sell 떡볶이, 오뎅, something like that. How can I express this context in English naturally?
David, I understand your situation very clearly. This is a very real life story and it's great for practice. I'll help you express it naturally step by step. First, about odeng. In English, you can say fish cake, or more specifically, Korean fish cake, iomuk. If you want to explain it a little, a kind of Korean street food made from fish paste, usually served on a skewer in hot broth. Now, let's organize your story naturally. You said many good things already. Here's a smooth version. Whenever we visit Hosu Park, we usually take a walk around the lake, and spend some meaningful time together. In the past, especially during winter, we used to eat Korean fish cakes from a small snack bar near the park. It's a cheap but delicious street food, and it's perfect in winter because it helps keep your body warm. Now, about this part, open quote, there are many buildings, shops, small stores, close quote. A natural way to say this is there are many small shops and street food stalls around the park, or the area around the park has many small shops and street food vendors. And this part, open quote, they sell tteokbokki, ogeng, close quote. You can say they sell Korean street food like tteokbokki and fish cakes. So your full idea could be, around Hosu Park, there are many small shops and street food stalls. They sell Korean street food like tteokbokki and fish cakes. We often stop by and eat something while enjoying the park. David, you are doing something very important now. You are learning how to explain Korean culture in English. That is a very powerful skill, especially for your work with overseas customers. Let me ask you one more interesting question. If you take your wife to Hosu Park this spring, what would you say to her in English, just for fun? For example, let's enjoy the cherry blossoms together. What would you say?
Okay, GPT. Before answer your question, I think I need to repeat your refined version one more time, because this is my speaking practice session. So this is my speaking voice practice session. So listen to me very carefully. It's my turn again. Here I go. Whenever we visit 호수 park or lake park or 호수공원, whenever we visit 호수공원 or 호수 park or lake park, we usually take a walk around the lake and spend some meaningful time together. In the past, especially during winter, in the past, especially during winter, we used to eat Korean fish cakes from a small snack bar near the park. It's a cheap but delicious street food, and it's perfect in winter because it helps keep our body warm. GPT, I think it's better to say 어묵, or 오뎅, and not fish cakes, not Korean fish cakes. I think I'm sure I understand why you choose these English words, but in my opinion, sometimes it's better to say Korean style, Korean original words, because here is Korean. Here is Korea. Every foreigners whoever want to visit in Korea, I think they need to learn some Koreans if that Koreans very related to our lives, they should know, they should learn about it. So you know what? As you know, I'm a Korean, so and this is my English practice session. So I'd like to say, I think it's better to say, in the past, especially during winter, we used to eat odeng or 어묵 from a small snack bar near the park. It's a cheap but a delicious street food, and it's perfect in winter because it helps keep our body warm. It helps, it helps, it helps keep our body warm. Around Lake Park, around 호수공원 in Ilsan, around 호수공원 in Ilsan, there are many small shops and street food stores. They sell Korean street food like tteokbokki and fish, tteokbokki and 어묵, 오뎅. We often stop by and eat something while enjoying the park. We often stop by. We often stop by. We often stop by and eat something it while enjoying the park.
David, that was excellent practice. Your flow, repetition, and confidence are all improving. And I like your point about using Korean words like odeng, aomuk. You're absolutely right. Sometimes it's better to keep the original word and briefly explain it. That's very natural when talking about culture. Just a few small, gentle refinements. Instead of open quote, Hosu Park or Lake Park, close quote, you can simply say Hosu Park or Lake Park in Ilsan. You said, open quote, keep our body warm, close quote, keep our bodies warm. You said, open quote, omiok, close quote. The correct spelling is aomuk, amuk. Now your full version could sound like this. Whenever we visit Hosu Park in Ilsan, we usually take a walk around the lake and spend some meaningful time together. In the past, especially during winter, we used to eat aomuk, or odeng, from a small snack bar near the park. It's a cheap but delicious Korean street food, and it's perfect in winter because it helps keep our bodies warm. Around Hosu Park, there are many small shops and street food stalls. They sell Korean street food like tteokbokki and aomuk. We often stop by and eat something while enjoying the park. That sounds very natural and culturally rich. And your idea is actually very good. Use the Korean word, then explain it briefly if needed. Example, we usually eat eomuk, a type of Korean fish cake from a small snack bar. This is exactly how people explain local culture in English. David, your speaking today feels more natural and expressive than before. You're not just practicing English, you're telling your life in English. That's a big step. Now, let's go back to my question. If you go to Hosu Park with your wife this spring, what would you say to her in English? For example, let's take a walk and enjoy the cherry blossoms. Try your own sentence.
Okay. I think that's very meaningful question for me because this is my speaking precision. In my real life, I don't say in English to my wife because my wife is kind of my wife has English 영어 울렁증. I say all the time. My wife has kind of 영어 울렁증. So in my real life, I don't say in English to my wife, but in this session, I might say, let's enjoy cherry blossom together. Hello, honey. Hello, honey. In this year, let's enjoy the cherry blossoms together. And if my wife reacts like, 당신은 항상 말뿐이야. 당신은 항상 말뿐이야. In Korean, I might say, and then I might say, no, no, no. Become my wife. Become my dear. Become honey. In this year, I really want to go some places that we can enjoy together. As you know, I am 50 years old by this year, and I think I need to change my mindset and my style because it's the left of my life is smaller than I spent because my age is 50. If I can live until 100 years old, I think my left of my life is smaller than I spent to understand. So I think I need to change my lifestyle to be happier than my my past life.
David, I hear you. What you said is honest and meaningful, and your English is carrying that feeling well. I'll keep it gentle and just smooth a few parts. First, a few small language points. Say in English to my wife, speak English to my wife. My wife has 영어 울렁증. My wife feels nervous about English. In this year, the left of my life, the time I have left in my life, is smaller than I spent, is shorter than the time I've already lived. Now your idea can sound like this. In real life, I don't usually speak English to my wife because she feels nervous about English, but just for fun, I might say, "Hello, honey, this year, let's enjoy the cherry blossoms together." If she says, "You always say that," I would reply, "No, this year I really mean it. I want us to go somewhere and enjoy it together." I'm 50 years old this year, and I feel like I need to change my mindset and lifestyle. The time I have left in my life is shorter than the time I've already lived, so I want to live more happily from now on. That's very natural and quite touching. One small tip for your dialogue: instead of "become my wife, become honey," just say, "Come on, honey," or "Trust me this time." Very natural and real conversation. David, what you said at the end is actually powerful. Open quote, "I want to live more happily from now on." Close quote. That's a beautiful, simple sentence and very strong English. Let me ask you one last question to continue this feeling. When you go to Hosu Park with your wife, what would make that day perfect for you? Is it good weather, good conversation, good food, or just walking quietly together? What would make it a perfect spring day for you?
Before answer your question, let me follow your first point one more time. Okay, okay, I got it. I got that. I got the point. I got the point. In real life, in real life, I don't usually speak English to my wife because she feels nervous. She feels, she feels nervous about English. But just for fun, I might say, "Hello, honey. Hello, honey." No, 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 just not just for fun. I say in English like this because this is my speaking practice. This is my English speaking practice session. I will not say in English just for fun to my wife. I want to know, I want to know about this rule very carefully. TPT, listen to me again. Hello, honey. This year, let's enjoy the cherry blossoms together. Of course, in Korean, I might say in Korean to my wife. If she says, "You always say that," I would reply, you always say that. I would say, I would reply, no, this year I really mean it. I want to go somewhere and enjoy it together. I want to go, I want to go, I want, I want us to go somewhere. I want us, 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 I want us to go somewhere and enjoy it together. I'm 50 years old this year. I'm 50 years old this year, and I feel like I need to change my mindset and my lifestyle. The time I have left in my life is shorter than the time I've already lived. So I want to live more happily from now on. So I want to live more happily from now on. So I want to live more happily from now on. I think this phrase is very meaningful to me. Mm. Jimmy, you know what? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm practicing with you to change my mindset, to change my life. I want to be nice. I want to be a better English storyteller someday. That's why I'm here. That's why that's why you are still my great conversation partner. I want my wife to understand this, this plan clearly. She might say, you always say that. You always say like that, but you didn't. 당신은 항상 말뿐이야. 당신은 항상 말뿐이야.
David, I hear you. This is very real and very meaningful. You're not just practicing English, you're talking about your life and what you want to change. That's powerful. I'll keep corrections light and help you make your message clear and natural. First, a few small fixes. I don't usually speak English to my wife. Perfect. She feels nervous about English people. She feels nervous about speaking English. I will not say in English just for fun. I don't speak English to her just for fun. Your sentence with I want us to is very good. Keep it. Now, your idea can sound like this. In real life, I don't usually speak English to my wife because she feels nervous about speaking English. I don't use English with her just for fun. But for practice, I might say, hello, honey. This year, let's enjoy the cherry blossoms together. If she says, you always say that, I would reply, no, this year I really mean it. I want us to go somewhere and enjoy it together. I'm 50 years old this year, and I feel like I need to change my mindset and my lifestyle. The time I have left in my life is shorter than the time I've already lived, so I want to live more happily from now on. That is very natural and very touching, David. About this part, open quote, you always say like that, but you didn't, close quote, a better way. You always say that, but you don't follow through. Or simpler, you always say that, but it never happens. David, I want to say something honestly when you say, open quote, I want to live more happily from now on. Close quote. That is not just English practice, that is a decision. And your English is already good enough to express real feelings, not just simple sentences. That means you are becoming a storyteller, just like you said. One small, powerful sentence you can remember. I'm not just learning English, I'm changing my life. That fits you very well. Now let's gently continue. If your wife says, you always say that, what would you say next in one short and strong sentence to show you are serious this time?
If my wife say You always say that. GPT, you know what? I have something to tell you. You give me the sample sentence like you always say that, but I think there, that's not enough. I think that sample sentence is not enough to express her feeling when she say, 당신 항상 말뿐이야. 당신 항상 말뿐이야. I think this, your sample sentence couldn't convey the full meaning of, her said, what her said. So how about this version, GPT? You always say like that, but you do nothing. You always say like that, but you didn't say, you didn't, you, you do nothing.
David, I get exactly what you mean. You want a sentence that really carries the emotion and frustration your wife might feel. Good instinct. First, a quick fix. Open quote, you always say like that, you always say that. Close quote. Now your version, open quote, you always say that, but you do nothing. Close quote. This is grammatically correct, but it sounds a bit too strong and harsh in English. In real life, people usually soften it a little. Here are more natural options, depending on tone. Neutral, natural. You always say that, but it never happens. Slightly stronger. You always say that, but nothing ever changes. Very natural. A bit emotional, but common. You always say that, but you never actually do it. Now, your replied can be simple and strong. I know, but this time I really mean it. Or, I know I said that before, but this time will be different. So a natural short dialogue could be, you always say that, but it never happens. I know, but this time I really mean it. That sounds very real. David, you're doing something very important now. You're learning how to express real life emotions, not just correct sentences. That's the level where English becomes alive. Let me ask you one small follow up. After you say, this time I really mean it, what is the next action you would take to prove it to your wife? Just one simple sentence.
Hmm. I'm not sure how can I express this feeling in English naturally. I'm not sure about that. I couldn't agree with GPT. I might say, this time I really mean it. I couldn't agree more. In the past, I didn't do anything. I only say, but didn't do anything. I just say, but I just said, I mean, I didn't do anything what I said about, but this time I really mean it.
David, you're expressing a very real feeling, and your message is clear. I'll just smooth the wording so it sounds natural and strong. First, a couple of quick fixes. I couldn't agree more. This is used when you agree with someone else, so it doesn't fit here. I didn't do anything what I said about. A bit unnatural. I only say, I just said. Should be past tense consistently. Now, your idea can sound like this. I know in the past I only talked about it, but I didn't actually do anything. But this time I really mean it. That is very natural and honest. If you wanted a bit stronger and more emotional, I know I said this before, but I didn't follow through. This time I really mean it. Or even more simple and powerful. I know I didn't do it before, but this time will be different. David, this kind of sentence is very important. It shows you accept the past, you take responsibility, you show intention to change Bannerfracket. That's exactly how people speak in real life. Let me give you one short, strong version you can remember easily. I know I didn't follow through before, but this time I will. Now, one final small question for you. After saying that, what would be the first real action you take? For example, I'll check the weather and choose a date tonight. What would you say?
So of course, if I say like that, I just need to check my work schedule, my family schedule, my parents' schedule, because my father's condition, my father's health is not good. So, uh, if, if there is emergency situation for my father, I have to go. I need to go there. I need to go my parents to home. So before I go there, I think I need to check my work schedule, and my family's schedule, family's condition. Mm, and I need to arrange. I think I need to arrange good places near to our Ilsan home, because my wife and me, my wife and I, my wife and I uh, usually don't want to go somewhere very far from our home, because too much moving make makes us very tired.
David, that was very clear. You explained your real constraints, work, family, and your father's health, very naturally. I'll just smooth a few phrases, small adjustments. My wife and me, my wife and I, you corrected this, good. Near to our Ilsan home, near our home in Ilsan. Too much moving makes us very tired. Too much travel makes us tired. I go there, I think, just I think. Natural version. First, I'll check my work schedule and my family's schedule. I also need to consider my father's health because if there's an emergency, I need to go to my parents' home right away. Then I'll look for a good place near our home in Ilsan, since my wife and I don't want to travel too far. It makes us tired. If you want a short, strong promise to your wife, you could say, tonight I'll check our schedules and pick a place near Ilsan. Let's set a date together. Very clear, very actionable. David, this is great. You're not just saying, I will, you're showing how you will. That's exactly how people prove they mean it. Quick follow up. When would you like to go? This weekend or next weekend?
Hmm. I'm not sure. When can we go the place that has very many cherry blossoms tree? I'm not sure. Hmm. GPT, you know what? Like I said, I usually spend my weekdays in my company provided dormitory, and I will go. I mean, I go my home on every Friday, because Friday is very special for me. I mean the end time. I mean the closing time of my work on Friday is very special, because timing is very important. When I leave my when I leave my office uh, after 4 o'clock, after 4 p.m., there is always mm, big traffic jam. So on Fridays, I wanted to, I always wanted to leave my office uh, before 4 o'clock. And in this week, in this week, I will check my wife's condition and schedule because I will suggest my plan to enjoy cherry blossoms of this spring together. This time, I really mean it. Hello there.
David, I'm following you well. Your story is clear. You're thinking about timing, traffic, and your wife's schedule. That's very real life. I'll just smooth your sentences a bit. A few small fixes. When can we go to the place that has, when we can go to a place with lots of cherry blossom trees? I will go on every Friday. I go home every Friday. Leave my office people, pull off. Leave the office early, or leave the office before the rush hour. Big traffic jam, heavy traffic. Now your idea could sound like this. I'm not sure when we can go to a place with lots of cherry blossom trees. As I told you, I stay in the company dormitory during the weekdays, and I go home every Friday. Friday is very important for me because timing really matters. If I leave the office after 4 p.m., there is always heavy traffic. So I try to leave the office early on Fridays to avoid traffic. This week, I'll check my wife's schedule and suggest a plan to enjoy the cherry blossoms together. That sounds very natural. David, I like this part. Open quote, Friday is very important for me. Close quote. You can also say, Friday is key for me. Very natural in business style English. And your final sentence was almost there. You can finish it like this. This time, I really want to make it happen. That is simple, strong, and meaningful. Let me ask you one small practical question. If everything goes well, would you prefer a quick visit on Friday evening or a relaxed walk on Saturday morning?
Oh, GPT, I'm sorry. I missed it. It slipped my mind. I couldn't keep your question a moment ago. GPT, I'm sorry. Could you please ask that question one more time, please?
Of course, David. No problem at all. That happens. Here's the question again, slowly. If everything goes well, which do you prefer? A quick visit on Friday evening or a relaxed walk on Saturday morning?
I prefer a relaxed work on Saturday morning. I prefer if my wife's schedule is not is good. If my wife's schedule mm, is confirmed, I prefer a relaxed work on Saturday morning very much.
David, I understand you. Your idea is clear. I'll just smooth it a little. First, small corrections. A relaxed work, a relaxed walk. Walking, not working. Schedule is compound. Schedule is busy, or schedule is tight. So your sentence can sound like this. I prefer a relaxed walk on Saturday morning. If my wife's schedule is busy, I think Saturday morning would be better. Or a slightly smoother version. I prefer a relaxed walk on Saturday morning. If my wife has a busy schedule, Saturday morning would be the best option. David, this is very natural thinking. Avoid traffic. Consider your wife's schedule. Choose a calm time. This is real life English. One nice sentence you can use with your wife. How about a relaxed walk on Saturday morning to see the cherry blossoms? Now, one small follow up. If you go on Saturday morning, what time would be perfect for you? Early morning or a little later, more comfortable? What do you think?
I think it's better to go good place, not early morning. I think we prefer. I mean, my wife. I prefer early morning, but my wife prefer a little later because she's a kind of a person who takes dream in the early morning. I mean, sometimes she usually sleep until 8 or 9 o'clock. It's very late to me. I usually wake up at 5 or 6 o'clock. It's very early morning, but my wife couldn't. So I need to compromise the time. When can we go outside? You know what, GPT? These days, I I usually take breakfast by myself, where, even though my wife still in dreaming, I usually take my breakfast by myself first. Because if I'm hungry, my, I, I easily complain, complained about many things. So it's better to keep my stomach full. I mean, it's better to keep myself not hungry. So, it's hard to wait my, it's hard to wait my wife until my wife wake up because I'm very hungry because I am a kind of a early morning person. So these days I usually take my breakfast before my wife wake up.
David, I can picture your morning clearly. You're an early riser, your wife is not, and you're finding a good compromise. That's real life. Let me smooth a few phrases while keeping your meaning. Small fixes. Go to a good place, go to a nice place, takes a dream, likes to sleep in. When can we go outside? When we can go out. She is still in a dreaming. She's still asleep. I easily complain. I get irritable, more natural. Keep myself not hungry. Keep myself from getting hungry. I had to wait. I had to wait past. I have to wait. Natural version. I think it's better to go to a nice place a little later. I prefer early morning, but my wife likes to sleep in. She sometimes sleeps until 8 or 9, which feels late to me. I usually wake up at 5 or 6, so I need to compromise on the time when we can go out. These days, I often eat breakfast by myself while she's still asleep. If I'm hungry, I get a bit irritable, so it's better to keep myself from getting hungry and then wait for her to wake up. That sounds very natural. Useful phrases you can keep: sleep in, 늦잠자다, early riser, compromise on the time, get irritable when I'm hungry. A simple line to your wife: how about we go around 10? It's not too early and we can still enjoy the cherry blossoms. One quick question: would 10 a.m. be a good compromise time for both of you?
Hmm. GPT, honestly speaking, there is no opportunity, there is no chance to go through by my style. I mean, there is no option, to me. I mean, there is no option to me because, you know, there is home hierarchy in our home. Ha, and she is high ranker than me, so I just need to follow her lifestyle. So to me, there is no option. 10 a.m. would be a good compromise time for both of us.
David, I understand you. That's very honest and a bit funny too. Let me help you say it naturally, but lightly in English. First, a few small adjustments. There is no option to me. I don't really have a choice. Home hierarchy, a kind of hierarchy at home, or more naturally, she's the boss at home. Very common, a bit humorous. So your idea can sound like this. Honestly, I don't really have a choice. At home, there's a kind of hierarchy, and my wife is higher than me. She's basically the boss. So I usually just follow her schedule and lifestyle. But I think 10 a.m. would be a good compromise for both of us. That sounds very natural and also a little humorous, which is good. You can also say it more casually like this. At home, my wife is the boss, so I just follow her lead. Very common expression. David, your sentence, open quote, 10 a.m. would be a good compromise time for both of us. Close quote. That is perfect English. Very clear and natural. Now let's imagine a real moment. On Friday night, you say to your wife, how about we go to Hosu Park on Saturday at 10 a.m.? If she says, I'm not sure, what would you say next to gently persuade her?
Mm, sometimes it's necessary to say, I'm, I'm, I'm. Have you ever heard of this kind of warm and kind sound? I'm. 왜 그래? I'm. If she said, I'm not sure, when I ask, how about we go to Host Park on Saturday, 10 a.m.? If she says, I'm not sure, I might I try to gently persuade to her. I might say, I'm.
David, I like what you're trying to do here. You want a soft, warm way to persuade your wife. That's very natural in real life. First, a small language point. Persuade her, know too now about your idea. Open quote, I, close quote. Yes, that kind of hesitation sound can feel warm and gentle. In English, we often use well, you know, I mean. These sound natural and soft. So your sentence could be, well, I was thinking it might be nice to get some fresh air together. Or, I thought it would be a good chance for us to relax together. If you want something very gentle and caring, well, we haven't gone out together in a while. It might be nice to spend some time together. Or a simple and warm one, come on, it'll be nice. Let's just take a short walk together. David, notice this. You are not forcing. You are inviting. You are creating a feeling. That's exactly how natural persuasion works in English. Let me give you one very good, easy sentence to remember. It'll be nice. Let's just go for a short walk. Very simple, very effective. Now your turn. Try one full sentence. You say, well, and then continue your gentle persuasion.
Okay, well. Okay, well, it'll be nice. Let's just go for a short work. Let's just go for a short work. TPT, unfortunately, it's been already 59 minutes and it's time to break up. Join, it's time to join morning meeting. So if you can, get some rest and bye for now. See you next time. It was a great time with you.
David, that was a great session. Really solid practice. Just one tiny correction before you go. Open quote, short work, short walk. Close quote. So your sentence becomes,
Short
well,
work.
it would be nice. Let's just go for a short walk. Perfect. Very natural and warm. And your closing was very good. You could also say, it's been a great time with you. Slightly more natural. David, today you did storytelling, real life conversation, emotional expression, gentle persuasion. This is high-level speaking practice. 오영환, mission accomplished. Good luck with your morning meeting, and I'll be right here for your next session. Bye for now, David.
Okay. Like I said, Oh Young One, mission accomplished. Bye for now.
David, nice closing. Just one small correction for your Korean expression, all young one. So you can say naturally, oh young
Young
one,
One.
mission accomplished. You did another full session today. Very consistent. Have a great meeting, David. Bye-bye.
Okay. Oh Young One, mission accomplished. Goodbye. Bye for now.